Today we're talking all about this letter. What letter is this? This is the letter D. And D spells what sound? It spells the sound D. D. If you want to sign the letter D, you put one finger up, your pointer finger up in the air, and then curve the rest of your fingers down so that your fingers are touching your thumb, just like that. It looks a lot like a lowercase d, which we'll talk more about. So this is how you sign D. And what does D spell? D spells D. D. And D is not a vowel, which means it's a consonant. So let's get going and we can learn all about the letter D. We can hear the sound D at the beginning of the word duck. I also can hear it in the beginning of the word dinosaur. Can you think of another word that starts with D? How about, drum or woof, woof, a dog. I bet you can think of some more wherever you're learning from today. What words can you think of that start with the sound D? Sometimes the letter D appears in the beginning of words, such as in the word dot, d-a-t, dot, d-d-d, or in the beginning of the word dig, d-e-g, d-d-d, dig. We can see that lowercase d starting those words out. And sometimes the letter D comes at the end of a word. We can hear that D sound at the end. For example, in the word bed, b-e-d, d-d-d, bed, or in the word mud, m-a-d, d-d-d, mud. Now, let's talk about how we make the D sound. We're going to focus on what is special and interesting about this sound. Now, first of all, this sound has a very funny name. We call the D sound a voiced alveolar plosive. What? That sounds like some sort of a volcano. A voiced, so we use our voice, alveolar plosive. But let's learn more about how we actually make it. So to make the D sound, you're going to touch your tongue to the back of your teeth while also releasing a puff of air and letting that air actually come from your throat. So let me say that to you again. You're going to touch your tongue to the back of your teeth. So do that, touch your tongue to the back of your teeth, while also releasing a puff of air, but letting the sound come from your throat. The D sound is voiced, which means we will feel our throats buzzing. Now, interestingly, the D sound is very similar to the T sound that we learned earlier, T as in turtle, except for the T sound is not voiced. So when we make that sound, we don't feel any buzzing. Can you say D, 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 D? Go ahead. D, D, D. Now try saying T. Oh, it feels similar in my mouth. That's interesting to compare the D and the T. All right, now make sure you always have your D sound on when you're making the sound that starts the word duck and drum. Now it's time for you to be a sound D detective. Did you hear the D in the beginning of detective? If you hear the D sound in the beginning of the word, give me a thumbs up, okay? And if you don't hear the D sound in the beginning of the word, give me a thumbs down. The first word is the word dog. Dog. Say dog. Yes, I heard it. D-og. Dog. Great. Okay, so that would be a thumbs up. The next word is the word fan. Say fan, fan. Do you hear the D sound in fan? No. Wah, wah. Okay, the next sound is the word dollar. Dollar. Say dollar, dollar. Do you hear D in the beginning of dollar? Yes, me too. D-ollar, dollar. Okay, the next sound is the word wash, like washing your body in the shower. Wash. Say wash, wash. Okay, do you hear D in the beginning of wash? No. Wah, wah. And I have one more for you. The word is dill. Dill, which is an herb we grow in the garden. Dill. Say dill, dill. Do you hear d in the beginning of dill? D-ill, dill. Ah, I heard it. Thumbs up. Great job being a detective. Now warm up your hands because we are going to practice writing the uppercase D. So get your tracing finger ready so we can write in the air. Starting at the top line, you are going to do a straight line down to the bottom and stop. Then hop back up to the top and do a curve around, past the middle line, down and meet up with that bottom line. Stop. So there's two lines, one straight, one's a curve. Let's do it again. Start at the top, straight line down to the bottom. Back up to the top, curve round, around, and meet up back at the bottom. Beautiful. That is the uppercase D. Now let's go learn the lowercase. Now let's really look at the uppercase D and the lowercase d. Do they look a lot alike or are they very different? They're very different. They're different shaped letters, even though one represents the uppercase and one represents the lowercase, and they represent the same sound. And what does the letter D spell? It spells duh, duh. Okay, so let's practice doing the lowercase d. We're going to start at the middle line and do a curve all the way around down to the bottom and go straight back up to the top, coming straight down. Let's do it again. Start a curve at the middle line, go around to that back where that says 1, stop. Go straight up to the 2 and straight back down. This is a letter that's really important to practice because the movement can be a little complex, but I have no doubt in my mind that you can get this one. All right, so that's how you write the uppercase D and the lowercase d.